makes it very dangerous because there's no room for error.
You're trapped there, and you can't get to the outside without knocking somebody out of the way. And at 190 miles an hour, that's not a smart thing to do.
You can't pull out and pass nobody. You know, you can't even pull out and get out of the way.
Every time you hit a wall, you realize very quickly that you went over that edge.
I don't like running that tight together. I don't trust a lot of guys around me.
We can't have 40 cars running in one pack. It's ludicrous. There's something bad going to happen. We have built an expectation that's too high for Daytona.
NASCAR racing at Daytona, Talladega, and everywhere else is fast and furious. But unlike the movie, this is real life. The most mysterious piece of the Earnhardt puzzle continues to be the separated seatbelt. Now, on Tuesday, I sat down with NASCAR President Mike Helton, and I talked to him about the investigation of the crash and about safety worker Tommy Probst, who told NASCAR several weeks after Earnhardt's accident he believed the seatbelt was in one piece.
Tommy's been a great contributor to the EMT staff here at Daytona International Speedway for some time. And we believe that he's very sincere in what he believes. We just disagree with him. We feel like the belt was separated, was broke.
So it's just his opinion or his belief that it wasn't?
According to him, he believes that it was not separated.
If you didn't talk to him for a great period of time, which by your own admission, hindsight, you wish now that you had, how can you convince the fans and the people in the garage area that maybe other mistakes haven't been made along the way?
Well, I think it's a matter of waiting until we can come to all the conclusions we can come to, and then we'll just have to see what happens from there.
Well, first place, we have not lied, okay? And the second thing, if there's been some corrections, we may have made some comments that we have regretted, but it's never been the intention of lying, and it's all going to be on the table sometime in August.
Do you feel at all that your credibility is being called into question?
If it's not, the perception is that it is, and that's a serious issue to us. But we feel like that in the garage area and the competitors and the car owners are the ones that first and foremost have to understand and believe in us. And certainly the fans need to, because without them, the rest of us have nothing to do. And if it means earning credibility back, then we hope we can do that.
I'm sure that they probably sat back at one afternoon and said, ooh, wish we'd have done this way differently.
Certainly, could NASCAR have handled some situations differently, and could it have been better? Yeah, maybe so, but we all have to understand what position they're in, and you know, they're trying to not only find the cause of this and be able to help everyone with that, but you know, they're still trying to run a series here.
I'm fed up with the investigation. I want to know what it is that causes a basal skull fracture. I want to know that. I'm way less interested in deciding if someone got in the car and cut a belt, or if the belt wasn't cut or was cut. I don't care.
It's a safe assumption at this point that you know a lot more than you're willing or able to tell. Is that correct?
I'll leave it to you to make the assumptions right now.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to assume that for sake of argument. Okay. Have you told the sport's most valuable asset, the 43 drivers in the garage, more than the rest of us might have been able to learn at this point?
I think we've shared with them details that we think might help them.
I can't say that I don't feel comfortable and fairly knowledgeable about what did happen. You know, I think that as it relates to the competitors, I feel like they've been open and honest.
Deep down in my heart, I know what they know.
Well, after talking to Mike Helton on Tuesday and talking to the drivers in the Winston Cup garage, you know NASCAR is talking about the Earnhardt investigation. They're just not talking to us.
Well, Bill, we don't need to know.
Right.
I mean, the 43 drivers, the teams, they need to know because they need to make it safer for their drivers. But me, you, the media, the fans, we don't really need to know. Our life's going on. Nothing's going to be changed. But for the drivers, it can make a big difference knowing exactly what happened.
Still, it's painful waiting, Benny.
It is so painful because Dale Earnhardt was our friend, mine and yours, and these fans out there. And we want to know exactly what happened. We also want to know, is it going to help the next driver involved in a situation like this?
Okay, Benny, thanks for stopping by the War Wagon. Now head on up to the booth where it's air conditioned.
Okay, Bill.
All right. Now, all these race cars have multi-million-dollar sponsors. But tonight, driver Stacy Compton is sending a little different message. On the back of his race car, he's trying to create a greater awareness of the frustrating search for the missing Washington, D.C. intern, Chandra Levy. And now at Daytona, the excitement continues to build. Some of the most exciting seconds prior to the start of a race. Are you ready?
When the challenge is bigger, Gordon seems to get better.